All right, so there's a presser going on tomorrow. I think Cashman and Aaron Boone are going to be there to address the press, do their postseason, review of the season, and basically, season-ending talk and blah blah blah, and going to give us a breakdown of what they think happened and should happen and blah blah blah. So expect a lot of the same jargon, a lot of the same stuff and blah blah blah, and just some cryptic discussions. But it would be nice to say, look, we're not where we need to be. We're not, okay. And there's a lot of moves we need to make, obviously, and we need to make moves, and we need to make them fast too. I would love it. I would love it if they would say, you know what, we made so many overreaction type moves based on other signings and trades that other teams have made. We'd like to be the first to do these things so that other teams can overreact to our moves, our signings and trades. That would be nice. Let's put them on the defense instead of us being on the defense. I mean, I would love for them to say that. Do I think they're going to say no? But that would be nice. But in terms of nice, like, what are we looking at right now? I know it's kind of getting redundant because there's so much Yankee talk, but this is now, we're getting closer and closer to the end of the World Series. Okay, we're approaching Game 5 tonight, and in a couple days, free agency is going to be open. So, and that to me is the prime opportunity. If they're going to sign Aaron Judge, do it then, or don't do it at all. Period. Move on. And if you don't, utilize that money elsewhere. Bring in several players. Because, again, he does not address multiple positions. Okay? Please make a decision one way or another. Please don't just sit on it until someone else overpays for the guy, and then the guy you could have replaced him with was also signed because you were sitting on your asses. Okay? Let's not make that mistake again. It's happened way too many times. I mean, 2017, after the World Series, after they were eliminated by the Astros, who won the World Series that year, and they got eliminated in 7 games in ALCS, they actually made some moves. They cleared payroll. They made an acquisition of a star player with Giancarlo Stanton, and they let some young kids play. Miguel Andujar, Jordan Montgomery. They could do the same. They could, just plug in Peraza, whether it's second or short or wherever you think it is. He's the best shortstop in the pipeline, so it does make sense to start him there and see what you got. But that will require them moving on from Donaldson and moving IKF to third, or bringing in somebody with versatility to play third, and then maybe making IKF the utility guy. I just don't know. Like, DJ's getting older. He's 35, so hopefully he stays healthy. And he did sign here as the utility guy, and there's still an uncertainty with Rizzo, whether he's going to opt out or not. There's a very high chance he will, but will they re-sign him quickly, or are they going to sit on their asses and wait and have to settle for someone else? They could wrap up a lot of these things really quickly. They could. But we'll see. And they did make extra money from going this far into the playoffs, too. It's over $20 million in extra revenue every time they play a freaking playoff game. So, it's no reason to cry poverty. No credible reason to cry poverty. That's for sure. And the fans aren't going to buy it. But again, do they, they listen to the fans? Probably not. Probably not. They listen to the dollars. And we've gone over this multiple times. And I've said this too recently that Cashman, while it seems like he has less power than he did before, and the reason why I say this is because he wasn't part of the Aaron Boone of Hal announcing Aaron Boone was coming back. And even though, what's the thing to announce? You signed him to a 3-year deal, so the only thing to announce is you're firing the guy, not that he's coming back. It's expected that he was coming back, unless you're going to fire the guy. You gave him a 3-year deal. So, and again, Boone takes the shots for answers to the hard questions that Cashman doesn't, because Cashman's busy absorbing all the hate and venom for Hal Steinbrenner, who refuses to talk to people too. So it's a very dysfunctional family at the top, but that's the way it is for a while, right? George Steinbrenner's hierarchy was dysfunctional too, but you knew you had an owner there who was committed to winning, even if he put his foot in his mouth. Whatever he did, you knew that guy was there to win at all costs. We don't know that right now. So, but as it stands, this infield, what do you do? Do we let Peraza play? If you utilize that same model they used after the 2017 season, they got rid of Chase Headley, attached Brian Mitchell's contract to him to unload his $13 million. So, could they trade a Gleyber Torres? Yeah, I would look into it. His trade value is at its high. And that makes it easy, too, if you trade him for, let's just say, pitching. I would try to trade him for controllable relief pitching if it was me. I'm not interested in trading for Pablo Lopez. At least me. And now when you have a Carlos Rodon on the market that you could just pay money for, no. Okay? If you do, you have position now. You could plug DJ there at second if you want. Okay? Or Peraza, or just keep Peraza at short. Or are they going to go for one of the bigger names, the Trey Turners, the Carlos Correa? And there's a lot of desire to go for Carlos Correa. But again, where's he going to play? Third? He showed a willingness to move to third. And if you're going to let Peraza, play shortstop, then get somebody who can actually play third credibly. And I mean, IKF he's a Gold Glover, but if you want somebody with a better bat, then you're going to have to get somebody like a Correa or a Trey Turner who has versatility to play multiple positions or whatnot, which will allow Peraza the opportunity to kind of develop on his own. And look at the World Series right now. Stott and Pena, 2 rookie shortstops in the World Series. 2. So it is possible for the Yankees to let kids like this and just make their mistakes and learn and develop and just surround them with the right players. And now it begs the question, is Correa the right guy? I don't know. Trey Turner, as exciting as he is, but he's going to cost a boatload of money. Are the Yankees willing to spend it? We don't know. Those are the other questions that we have. And, the last thing I want to do is rush Volpe and not have him up here. Have him up here, and then he's just not doing it right. That's why I like DJ at second, to kind of holding the fort down for a guy like Volpe. When he's ready, then you can maneuver things around. Or if Rizzo walks, you could plug DJ at first base. And that leaves it open. Okay? Then it gives you more flexibility. But they can move Torres. He has trade value. Donaldson doesn't really have much. You're going to have to attach a good prospect and eat money. Same goes for Hicks. Okay? And again, so, I would be willing to do that if I'm them. They have to, you want to clear this, you want to move forward, you got to move those 2 guys. Thank you for their contributions, whenever you move. And you attach a prospect, you eat money, and you move on. I'd rather save some than none. Or pay all that money and get shit production from them. No, thank you. We pass. Okay? And then, so what's the perfect infield look like? Let's just say you have Correa for third base, or Trey Turner. Peraza short. And then you can get somebody like a Joey Wendell, or try to trade for somebody like Joey Wendell. If I'm trading with the Marlins, I'd rather trade for Joey Wendell than Pablo Lopez, and you plug him at second base while Volpe develops, until he's ready. And then if Rizzo's gone, again, you have DJ there. Or if Rizzo opts in, you have Rizzo there, and then DJ kind of patrolling the infield, playing multiple positions, being a utility guy. So there are options, decent options, but I do think that probably bringing in one frontline type guy for the infield would be a good idea, especially if you're going to have a couple of youngsters patrolling a couple positions in the infield. Oswaldo Cabrera, to me, is my infield outfield guy. He's my upgrade over Marwin Gonzalez. And just give him more regular time. Let him develop. He still has some things he needs to work on, as is Peraza. Like I said before, Cabrera was exposed by good pitching in the playoffs. So that's something he needs to work on. And hopefully he will. He's young. Peraza, they're both young kids. I'm sure they'll develop and get better. So it's just part of the process. And giving them those valuable reps and learning lessons is another valuable part of the equation too. So I'm happy for that. But I think at least one frontline guy for the infield and one frontline guy for the outfield, not named Judge, would be a wise idea. And the chances of Judge coming back, I think, are 50-50. Well, if I'm being super realistic, I'm saying it's about 30-70. 30 him staying, 70 him going. Okay? Because I think some other team's going to massively overpay him. And you know what? Let them. Go right ahead. Let them. Wish him well and all that stuff. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out. And use that money to bring in several guys. You just save $300 million. Go get a reliever. Go get a starter. Go get 2 position players. Or 1 position players. And you have 3 spots covered instead of the 1 exorbitant one. And again, yeah, he's a superstar. He's a face of the Yankees. I get it. But they haven't won a World Series with him. That's the unfortunate truth. As much as it's convenient to blame everybody else, he didn't do anything in the postseason either. Unfortunately. So he takes some of the blame too. And, and it's just, it is what it is, at least in my opinion. So, but again, and we've talked about a blueprint and all this stuff, but there's so much talk right now about who should be the infield and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to give you my take on that. And I think that's bring in one frontline guy and alternate him with Peraza, and then we just have to wait and see what goes on with Rizzo. If he opts out, I'm plugging DJ first. That's it. I'm not going for Josh Bell. I'm not going for Eric Hosmer. I'm just plugging DJ first. I'm not going for Jose Abreu. Plug DJ first. Okay? That's it. Let him be the first baseman, which leaves second base open for a young kid or a versatile veteran who could be here until the young kid comes. So there are options. I mentioned Adam Frazier before. He's another good one. He plays infield and the outfield too. You could plug him there. Contact hitter, what the Yankees need from the left-handed side. Also what the Yankees need. So it gives them versatility. It gives them a chance to not, bog themselves down with too many position players and too many injury-prone guys and all this stuff. So it would ease the burden, I think, especially once they move Hicks and Donaldson. So, and then you pivot to the outfield, obviously. I mean, we have Bader. He's lockstep. To me, it's the two other spots. If Judge stays, then he gets a spot. Then I give the other spot to Benintendi. Benintendi. Okay. If Judge moves, then get Benintendi and Oswaldo Cabrera. So, and then you have pretty much all the spots occupied. And again, it's going to be hard to, no matter what, it's going to be hard to replace Aaron Judge's offensive production, but you don't necessarily have to. You can do it a lot of different ways. Let's just say they can bring in Benintendi and Rafael Montero and Carlos Rodon, and then you get an Adam Frazier. All those combined are going to cost less than Aaron Judge. I'm going with the impact of 4 players over the impact of 1 great player. So, what are your thoughts? Please don't leave without subscribing to this channel, because we're going to have a lot more discussions like this. Especially the members. We're going to have our own discussions too. We have our own live streams where members join me on the live stream and be on the screen, so we can talk about this openly. They can get a bigger voice. So if that's something you're interested in, we have those available, but it's not required. You're not going to miss anything if you're not a member. So, but these are the types of stuff, especially this offseason, because they're going to get crazy. And I want to be as blatantly transparent with you folks as possible. Okay, to what I feel is the most effective and responsible way to kind of move this team forward. And it's just my opinion again. I don't work for the Yankees. I don't get paid by the Yankees to do this. I'm not Cashman's spokesperson or any of this stuff. And flashy names don't always get it done. Okay, and that's evidenced by the Mets and the Dodgers. They both got their asses kicked by the Padres. Eliminated. Bolted them. Doesn't always get it done. Doesn't. So, let's talk about it, gang. I got a lot more fun Yankee stuff coming, so you know what to do if you don't want to miss it. Over and out.